Hey guys, Josh Freilich here. Just finished up my last range session before the 3-Gun Nation Midwest Regional. Put about 500 rounds through my Dissident Custom 12 tonight. And what I figured that I'd do is give you a quick overview of the gun and bring it in the garage, clean it up so I can show you how I clean the gun and maintain it, and then how I lube the gun so that it runs effectively. Because one of the things that scares a lot of people away from box magazine-fed shotguns is they feel like they're not going to run. If you've seen mine, you know it runs. Part of that is certainly the quality of the build, and the other part is maintaining it properly and lubing it right. So I'm going to show you how to do it, how I do it, so yours runs as good as mine. Let's open it up. Let's get this thing cleaned and lubed. So you'll notice right away, I do not run a factory OEM recoil system. There's no reason to. I did on my last shotgun, my home-built or garage-built gun. For about a year, it was fine, off and on for 20,000 rounds or so. But I got ghosts in that recoil system, and sometimes it would work and sometimes it wouldn't, and it was sporadic. And I learned that this uncaptured JTE system that I'm running now is pretty solid. It's good to go. It's cheap. Carolina Shooter Supply carries it. Pick one up. I'll throw a discount code at the bottom of this video for Carolina Shooter Supply, Dissident Arms, so that you can get some of this stuff at a really good price. But that's what I'm running for the recoil assembly. Pull this carrier out, just like any standard AK bolt carrier, pops right out of there. To clean this thing in detail, I'm going to pull the gas tube off so I can get in the gas block, pull the gas puck out. Gas tube removed. And I'm just going to take my recoil rod bolt carrier and pull that gas puck out of the gun. So one of the things I noticed a lot of guys do when they run these guns is they leave that gas system alone, they wipe the inside up, they spray some oil in there. Those are all the wrong things you do. I tried them, they don't work, at least not in length. I mean, they won't keep you running for the season if you do it that way. So first thing I do is I take this pick, Carolina Shooter Supply pick, you get in there, and I'm going to run the pick through the gas ports in the block. I'm going to make sure those gas ports are free of debris. That looks good. Next thing I'm going to do is I have a flat screwdriver. I'm just going to run that down in the gas block. I'm actually going to scrape the sides, scrape the front of the block, make sure the carbon buildup is all out of there. I just don't want any chunks sitting in there that could block any of the gas that could stop this thing from running good for me. That's tip top, good to go. Gas block brush, you can get that at CSS too. I'm just going to get that in there, work that around, and really just make sure that getting any of that debris out. Good to go. Last step, steel wool. So I'm going to run in steel wool, and I'm going to polish the block all the way around. It's kind of hard to get into some of it, but I'm just going to make sure there's no debris. All right, steel wool, that's good. Cool. So the gas block is done. Gas puck, same deal. Shine that right up with that steel wool. Make sure that it's really got a good shine to it, no junk in either the slots or on the flat portion that's going to ride on the inside of the block. This is good. Puck drops right back in to the block. Once the puck is in there, I'm going to drop this back on. Notice I didn't put any oil in there. I've seen guys throw oil in there. That's the gas system. You throw oil in there, that oil is going to pick up any of that debris, carbon. It's going to turn to sludge in your gas system. Your gun's not going to run, or it's not going to run very long before it just wedges up in there. So don't put any oil in there. Don't put any lube in there whatsoever. Run it dry. Run it clean. Polish it up. Good. Gas system done. Good to go. Inside of the receiver, you'll notice there's the rails that the bolt and the carrier ride on. I'm going to wipe those down. Get the old lithium grease. I run grease on these guns, not oil. Get that old carbon-filled lithium grease. off of those rails, off of the hammer. And I'm going to take this same chamber brush or gas block brush, and I'm going to run it up into the chamber. So on shotguns, on a 3-gun stage, we're going to run 15, 20 rounds of shotgun, and then we're going to have one in the hole, and we're going to dump the gun with safety on in the box, right? So you got the shotgun hull sitting in a hot chamber, and I've got to believe some of that plastic residue is going to stick in that chamber. So I'm just trying to avoid, I don't know, I might be doing too much, but it's not causing issues. So I want to make sure if there is any plastic residue in my chamber, it's gone. I'm worked that out of there. I polished it out of there. I don't want ejection issues or extraction issues, and I don't want feeding issues. So I'm taking every step that I can off the clock to make sure that when I'm on the clock, my guns run. I'm going to wipe the grease off of here, off the carrier, and again, I'm kind of meticulous when it comes to my guns being clean, because they better work or I'm going to be pissed. Alright, so that's done. I've got my bolt. Get my bolt cleaned off. Ran about a 500 round session today, so gun's a little dirty. I have run it up to 2,000 rounds before cleaning. I'd never walk into a match like that, but train hard, shoot hard, shoot a lot of rounds. So the guns can take it, but don't push it if you're about to go to a match. Clean the gun. I said I run grease. It's a $3 tube. No big deal. And don't just cover it in grease, but you're going to notice that on the right and left of that bolt, right here and on the other side, there's those flat rails. Those ride on the rails inside the receiver. So I'm going to put a little bit of lithium grease on there. Not going to put gobs on it. And then I am going to, on that shiny part that rides over the inside of the gun, I'll run a little over that. And then these lugs that run inside of the carrier, I'm going to oil those up, or not oil them, grease those up. Okay, that's done. Inside of the carrier, there's a channel that the bolt rotates within. I'm going to throw just a little bit of grease in there. And then you'll see the shiny part right here. That's where it's riding over the hammer. I'm going to just put a little bit over there. And now I'm good. I've got my bolt, my carrier, cleaned and lubed. Pretty quick. Good to go. All set. Ready to go back in the gun. The only other part that I'm going to grease is just a little bit on the rails inside the gun. Not much. Just put a little bit on there. I just want to make sure that any of the contact points within the gun have a little bit of lubrication, not a whole bunch. I run grease in Minnesota, so below 0 temperatures, good to go. 100-degree temperatures, good to go. No issues like you might have with different oils that are temperature sensitive. The lithium grease, if you put it on thin, like you should, runs. It just runs. All right, carrier and bolt back in the gun. And now, like I mentioned, the only oil that I use is on the springs. So I'm just going to run a little bit over the spring, rotate it real quick. Do I need to? Probably not. I swap these suckers every 4 or 5 months, 3 months, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, but I shoot in the rain, we shoot in the snow, and rust builds up on my gun. So good habits, just keep them clean. Recoil system's good to go. Back in the gun. And she is ready to rock. So Dissident Arms Custom 12, Carolina Shooter Supply parts, running good ammo, right? Good ammo, not junk. Target loads from Federal, and these Gold Medal Grand, this is some new stuff. This stuff's rock solid. Either one, running really well. And again, Vepr 12, run the drum, right? I've got drums, I've got 20 round mags, I've got 12 round mags, lots of different magazine options. You're looking for a bad shotgun for 3-gun or tactical shotgun matches, this is it. So get your gun, Dissident Arms, keep it clean, lube it right, and you'll be a monster on the range. All right, thanks a lot. Let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and comment if you do. You want to see other videos, any other guns that I'm running, let me know. I'm happy to do a couple of how-tos. I want to see your guns running just as good as mine are on the range, so you can have fun and just shoot. So, all right. Thanks a lot. See ya.